You might be second guessing yourself right now, but these 5 signs, they are proof that you are doing more than just dabbling, trying to figure out if Etsy is going to work for you. These are the signs that I see in my community of over 250 plus members that I know people are going to be successful or the people who are going to struggle and kind of just fizzle out. The first sign is if you take imperfect action. Whenever I started my Etsy shop, I really didn't know what I was doing. I had a product idea. I followed my gut feeling that it was a good product idea. I listed it on Etsy. I didn't really know how to do listing photos or any of that. I was just learning on the fly, and it turned out to be one of the best decisions I ever made. So yeah, I could have waited until I felt ready, until I learned more, until I watched more videos, downloaded more free guides. I could have waited and did all of that, but I decided to just go ahead and go for it. And then I knew I could fix things along the way. And that's the beautiful thing about Etsy is it is not permanent. So your listing photos, they can be changed. Your products can be deleted. Whatever you put on Etsy, it's not there forever if you don't want it to be. And the listing photos that I had when I first started compared to what I have now, those listing photos look so bad to me, and I'm still surprised that anyone even bought my product. But they did. Thousands of people ended up buying my products with what I consider now to be very bad listing photos. And so that just goes to show you that whenever you create a product that people genuinely want, they don't care what your listing photos look like. They just care if you are delivering the product that they want. So take imperfect action and make sure you're giving people what they want, and everything else can be edited along the way as you learn and get better. The second sign I see in people who succeed on Etsy versus the people who fizzle out and end up failing is that the people who succeed, they are more interested in learning how to get Etsy to promote their products for them instead of just trying to make a quick buck. So the people who are on there just trying to make fast money when they're like, I've listed my product 3 days ago and I haven't made a sale yet, those people are the ones that I just know are not going to make it because they're just in it for the money. The people who are taking their time and learning how to do listing photos, learning how to use Everbee or eRank to do their product research, the people who are learning how to use Canva to make their products even better, those are the people who end up making the most sales because they are interested in learning the game. They're not interested in just making a quick buck. They want to know how the game is played so they can master it. And those are the people that I see end up being the most successful because they are learning, they're investing in their brain, they're investing in learning. They are the ones that end up going much, much further because they learn all of these skills like how to use Canva. They learn copywriting through the text that they put on their listing photos. They learn how to make listing photos. Like they learn so many skills through the process of having their Etsy shop that these skills can then go on to whatever type of business they want to create. So if they decide one day that they don't want to just be on Etsy, that they want to learn social media, then they already have some skills that's going to help them excel at social media marketing so much faster than the person who's starting from scratch. And so these people are interested in learning the game and mastering the game so that they can use these skills in whatever type of online business they want to move to in the future. And so Etsy is like a stepping stone for them. They're learning how to master the Etsy algorithm, but along the way, they're learning so many other things to master as well. That's going to help them make so much more money. The third sign I see in people who end up making a lot of sales on Etsy is that they are not afraid to pivot. And what I mean by this is sometimes I'll see people choose a niche or they have a certain type of product in their Etsy shop already and they're like,
okay, well, can I add this type of product in my shop?
And they're not afraid to do something different because what they have in their shop right now is not working. And so they're not afraid to either just start a completely new shop or just add a different type of product to their shop they already have. Yeah, your shop may not look as cohesive, but who cares? We're here to make money. So as long as you're giving the people what they want, they don't care if your listing photos all look the same. They don't care if you're using the same colors. They do not care. They want the product that they want. And so you can't be afraid to pivot when something isn't working and trying to force it to work. If someone doesn't want your product, they don't want your product. So you need to be finding the products that they do want, and that might require you to pivot into creating something else. Like if you are creating digital planners and you're struggling to stand out with your digital planners, then maybe you need to pivot into creating spreadsheets, which is trending right now and has way less competition than digital planners. And so you can't be afraid to pivot into something else instead of just trying to stick with what you already know and trying to force it to work when it's just not going to work. And then eventually you're going to give up because you're not making any money. So you can't be afraid to pivot. And the people that I see pivot the fastest, those are the people that have success the soonest because they're seeing that something isn't working. And instead of just trying to keep doing it and hoping it works, like, okay, well, I only have 50 products like this and I haven't made any sales, maybe 50 more products I'll magically start making sales. That's not how it works. If people don't want the 50 products you already have, making 50 more of them isn't going to magically make them sell. So you need to be seeing what's working, what's not working, and pivoting to do more of what is working. The fourth sign I see in people who are successful versus the people who end up quitting their Etsy shops is that they celebrate all the wins. So there's no such thing as a small win. All the wins are wins. And that's how I was when I started my Etsy shop, still am. Like, I'll make a $3 sale and I'm like, yes, I made a $3 sale. And my husband's like, you made a $3 sale. Like, what are we celebrating? But to me, I'm like, this is just so, it still blows my mind that I make money while I'm just living my life. Like, that still blows my mind. And I've made thousands of dollars online. And I'm still so grateful and so appreciative of every single sale because to me, it's not just a sale, it's a person on the other end of that sale. And I'm just so thankful and so grateful that they chose my product. And it still blows my mind that I'm able to make money while I'm outside playing with my kids or while I'm eating lunch or while I'm putting away the laundry. Like, I'm just getting sales notifications all throughout the day. And I'm thankful for every single notification. If it's a $3 notification, I'm so thankful for that. If it's a $70 notification, I'm so thankful for that. I'm thankful for every single dollar and every single penny that I bring into my life and my family's life. And so you have to celebrate every single win. I have seen people, they'll make their first sale and they'll make a comment in the group and they're like, I finally made my first sale. It was only $1.64. Okay, like that was your, like, why are we not happy about that? I don't understand. Like, you did all this work and it's finally starting to pay off. And I think it's because people have such unrealistic expectations because we've been fed so many stories of I've made 10K in 3 days. Here's how you can make 100K in 30 days and whatever else people are saying. And so many people are going into things expecting instant results. And that's just not how it works most of the time. And so you get these people who come into the community and they make their first sale and they're so ungrateful for that sale. And I just know that this is just not going to work for them. And that's okay. This isn't for everyone. It's better for them to figure that out sooner rather than later because now you're just going to be wasting your time putting products up and you don't even want this to work anyways. So what's important is just to celebrate every single sale and just don't take it for granted. Even when you get to 1,000 sales, 5,000 sales, every sale counts. Everything matters. Don't take the sales for granted, even if it's $1 sale, if it's a $5 sale, whatever it is, be appreciative of that sale. Be thankful because that's someone who chose to buy your product out of everyone else's. We know that there are thousands and thousands of listings on Etsy and they chose your product. Like, that's just insane. Like, that's just amazing. So forever stay grateful for that. And the fifth sign that I see in people who are going to be successful versus the people who are not going to make it on Etsy is that the people who are going to be successful, they are doing this for a bigger cause. They're not just here to make money. They are here to make money because, and it's what they're going to do with that money, because they want to take the family vacation. They're tired of their kids asking them to go to Disney World and they never have the money to go. They're tired of telling their kids no and seeing that disappointment on their face. They're tired of their kid asking to sign up for gymnastics or basketball or soccer and we have to say no because we don't have the money for it. And that was me. My daughter, she kept asking to do gymnastics and yeah, we could have signed her up, but man, we would have been stretching it. We were already spending more than we were making every month for like a few months in a row. And I was like, we just financially, we cannot do it if we're trying to be smarter with how we spend our money. Every time she would ask, I would just feel so bad. It was like I was failing her as a parent. And those are the people. who are going to make it whenever they have a bigger reason as to why they are doing this. And that is why I stuck with my Etsy shop when I wasn't making sales. I stuck with it. I was focused on mastering the Etsy platform and making this work for me. I wanted this to work, I needed it to work, and I was going to make it work. And so I wasn't afraid to pivot. If something didn't work, I would do something else. It was never a question for me if, is this going to work? It was always the question of, when is my Etsy shop going to blow up? That was the question. I never questioned if it was going to work. I knew deep down in my soul that I was going to make it work because I was tired of telling my kids no. I was tired of telling my daughter no when she wanted to go to gymnastics. I was tired of telling my daughter no if she wanted to go out to eat and that we couldn't take the family vacation. She wanted to go to the beach. We didn't have the money to go to the beach. We couldn't even do gymnastics. How are we going to the beach? So I was just so tired of always saying no. And I wanted to do those things. I like the beach too. I wanted to go to the beach. And so I was just so tired of telling everyone no, including myself. Like, I wanted something more. And so those are the people who are going to be successful no matter what they do. Anything you want to do works. You have to work it. You make it work. When people are saying like, oh, Etsy's a scam, Etsy's dead, it doesn't blah, blah, blah. It's not the platform, boo, it's you. So quit telling people that things don't work just because you didn't have success with it. That doesn't mean it works. That means you didn't work it. And so that's what I really want you to understand, is that it all works. You have to decide that it's going to work for you. And when you adopt that belief that it all works for me, everything's going to work out for me, then it really becomes, what do I want to do? Do I want to post on social media? I knew I didn't want to post on social media. So I was like, okay, I don't want to do, promoting my digital products via social media. So that's why I chose Etsy, because I was like, I don't have to use social media. They'll promote the products for me. They have millions and millions of active buyers. It was really just a win-win for me at that time. I could work while my kids were sleeping. And so that's why I decided to go with Etsy. And you really need that bigger reason as to why you're doing this, because it's going to get hard. There's going to be times when your sales start to go down and you're going to feel like giving up, but you have to remember why you're doing this. You have to remember all of the debt you want to pay off. You have to remember that your kid has been asking you to sign them up for this activity and you are tired of telling them no. You have to remember that you guys haven't taken a family vacation in 7 years and your kids keep asking to go places and you want to go places too, but you don't want to go into more debt just to take a family vacation. And so you really need to focus on your reason why, because you are going to want to give up. There have been so many times I've wanted to give up, but I have to remember my bigger reason as to why I'm doing this for more than just a quick buck. I want this to be a sustainable business model, a sustainable income that my family can rely on. And that's why I didn't do social media, because I knew I wasn't going to stay consistent with that. That's why I chose Etsy, because they would promote my products for me. Even when life gets chaotic, I still make sales. And that's why I love Etsy. And I'm like, they can never make me hate Etsy. Like, I am so grateful for the Etsy platform. People have so many bad things to say about it. I do not. Is it perfect? No, but it has literally changed my life and my family's life, and they could never make me hate Etsy. And that's the attitude you have to adopt, because people are going to be telling you, oh, Etsy's too saturated, there's too many fees, blah, blah, blah. Somebody always has something negative to say. You have to know in your mind that I'm going to stick with this and we are rolling till the wheels fall off. Like, I'm doing this. It's going to work for me. I don't care what y'all say. So that's how you have to be. I mean, I get comments on my channel and people telling me, Etsy's dead, blah, blah, blah. It might be dead for you, baby, but it ain't dead for me. And that's the attitude you got to keep. So people are going to always be in your ear telling you something. You're going to be reading stuff, seeing videos about people leaving the platform. You just have to stay in your lane, keep your head down, and mind your business and make your money. And that's what we're doing here. So if you saw yourself in even one of those signs, then Etsy is going to work for you if you continue to put in the work. Don't overthink it. Don't compare yourself to my experience. Just because I made X amount of dollars in 90 days, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make the same amount of money I made. But it could mean that even if your sales started out slower than mine, you could end up making way more than me. And so don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Compare your chapter 1 to your chapter 1. Okay, just focus on your business. You are in your own lane, doing your thing, making your sales. So keep your head down, create your products, and the sales will come. And if you don't even have your Etsy shop yet, you've been thinking about starting one, but you haven't quite done it yet, then make sure you watch this video next where I go over the 7 lies gurus will tell you need to do before you start your Etsy shop that you genuinely don't need to do. I did not do any of these things in this video, and I still managed to make over $26,000 selling digital products on Etsy as a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. So make sure you watch this video next so you can skip over these lies and you can start making money.